What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fishing GrubbZ. Today, what do we got? We got some monster bass stuff. I got the monster bass bag for this month and the monster bass multi-species box. You guys definitely want to check this out. Stay tuned. Let's go. So what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Fishing GrubbZ. Do me a favor, if you are not subscribed to the Monster Bass channel, go on over to the Monster Bass channel, check those guys out, and then come on back and check out this video. Guys, we got some really cool stuff this month. The Monster Bass has been now sending me 2 months in a row. We get the multi-species box. I have absolutely no idea what's in this box. This box, they sent me a few of the samples already. I kind of have a rough idea what's in this Monster Bass box for the month, but I have no idea. Like zero idea what's in the multi-species box, so I'm really excited to take a look at that. So, first off, let's open this one. Guys, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because we will be doing a small giveaway. Alright, boys and girls, Monster Bass, you know, what is it? Well, it's a subscription box. You guys already know. It's like Mystery Tackle Box, Lucky Tackle Box. I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot better than Lucky Tackle Box. I do enjoy Mystery as well. Obviously, my best friend works with them, so can't really talk too much trash. But Monster Bass Box is different because it is regional. So they're going to send you baits that are working in your region at that specific time of year. You know, because the south heats up a lot quicker than the north and stays warmer than the north. We obviously get ice fishing, all that kind of stuff. So definitely, you know, the regional boxes make a big difference, especially to somebody like me who's up here, because a lot of those other boxes, they're giving you stuff that's working pretty much down south, and a lot of the times it's a little off and you have to wait and do that, whatever. Anyways, let's get into the box. Guys, this is April's box. I'm really excited to see what's in here. See if anything's different than some of the samples they sent me earlier. Alright, so again, as usual, guys, we have the bag that you can reuse, which is really freaking cool. Crack her open. Let's see what we got in here. Spring has sprung, guys. Alright, so in every box now you're going to be having one of these like little doodads here and win $50 gift card. Talking about the new tungsten weights that we have. If you guys haven't seen the video about me talking about those, you can check that out on the channel. So we have some Mustad treble hooks. These can replace some, you know, bent out hooks if you get bent out hooks. I know that I had a hook bend out on one of my crankbaits a couple days ago, and now I can actually replace that with this. So that's cool. Replacement hooks are always welcome. We got a Bass Hick sticker. Bass Hick is a big part of Monster Bass. We get a lot of Bass Hick baits in these boxes, and they're a great company to work with. Signature catch worms. Now these kind of look like this a Senko, but they're tapered a little bit differently. Take a quick look at them, taste them, see what we got. Now they feel plasticky, they don't feel like they have a lot of salt. This is the worm itself. A little bit different, it's a little bit more tapered here. Senkos are mimicked after like a normal pen or pencil. And if you look at that, it's a touch different. So, zero flavor, 0 scent, just smells like plastic, tastes like plastic. No salt whatsoever. It's tough for me. I'll still try them out, but I need salt in my soft plastics. Like I have to have it. Now, next one. Jean LaRue, the Salt Advantage. Well, that's what I like to see. The original salt impregnated lure. This is a really cool looking creature bait. And we've been doing really well on creature baits lately. This thing is all sorts of crazy. That's a very big, bulky profile creature bait. Springtime, early spring is huge for creature baits catching big bass. The tail on this thing's wild. wild. That's a cool looking bait. Now, let's give it the salt test. Very, very, very little. Very little salt, no scent, smells like plastic. So with both of these baits, personally, with soft plastics, I do like. With slower moving baits, slower moving presentations, I like there to be more flavor and more scent. These have neither, so I would add some. You could literally get some of that liquid scent, put it right in these bags, let it sit. It'll get that salt into them. It'll make them smell a little bit more appetizing than just straight plastic, guys. Then we have the Thunder Hawk Hybrid Diver. This looks really cool. Little paddle tail swim baits are great. This time of year, every time of year, they're good in the salt water, they're good in the fresh water. Personally, in the salt, I like to go white or clear, just because those stripers, so striped bass, really keen in on those, but nevertheless, great bait, gonna catch fish. A Bama Bass Jerkbait. This is the Alabama Slammer. It's a 110, 14 grams. There's an issue with this bait that I have. There's an issue that I have with a lot of jerkbaits, crankbaits. Sometimes they just are not labeled properly. And the problem with this one is it doesn't tell you how much it dives. I have no idea what the depth is on this. It doesn't say anywhere on the back or on the front. Now if you look at the lip of this, that's a mean lip. So this thing probably dives pretty freaking deep. So a lot of the places here that we have in Rhode Island that we fish often, probably gonna cancel that thing out. But pretty cool nonetheless. Here we go. The Hail Mary. RC Series Hail Mary. This is a lipless type of crankbait. And this thing's crazy. Look at the profile on this thing. It's really fat, thin in the back, fat up front. This is one of the weirdest looking crankbaits I've ever seen. The knock is very solid. It's like you can tell that's a big knocker in there. It's not like a bunch of little ones. That's a very solid knock. That's something we'll have to give a whirl to. A KVD spinnerbait. This spinnerbait right here, this exact color spinnerbait right here, the 3/8 ounce, that spinnerbait is literally one of my first ever favorite bass fishing baits. Now, before I got really into bass fishing, you know, when I first got into it, it was like soft plastic worms, and you know, every once in a while I'd throw a bobber out with a worm while I was fishing. You know, so I was fishing two lines at the same time. And, you know, back in the day, shore fishing, I knew nothing about fishing. I caught a lot of fish like that. Now, when the bite changed, that's when I started looking into YouTube to try and figure out what I should be using. And it was fall, and one of the biggest recommendations in the fall, when the winds start picking up, was, you got it, a spinnerbait. I got like a cheap one at Walmart, gave it a try, caught fish, fell in love with the way the bite was, and then I started throwing these all the time. Then I got my first little boat, and I would drive around on that little boat with my daughter, trolling spinnerbaits. And let me tell you something, I got so many bass when I first started fishing, trolling this exact KVD spinnerbait in this same color with like the black spots on the skirt, white skirt that has like some black spots on it, the red bottom. That's so funny that it's in this Monster Bass box this month. That's a great all around, all year round. Whenever it's windy, bust out that spinnerbait. Get yourself a trailer hook. You'll thank me later. Then we have this dope blade bait. I could have used this maybe a month ago. Right after ice out, blade baits are the best. Cold water blade baits are the best. But they will still work. They'll still work wonders. If you come upon a pack of crappies, drop down a blade bait. If you see fish underneath you, piled up in deep water, smallmouth, throw the blade bait. If I went to a bigger lake right now, which I don't really do because I don't have a bass boat, all I have is my little kayak, and I don't even have a pedal drive or motor or anything like that, so I steer clear of that stuff unless I'm going with somebody. But if I was to hit a big lake right now and we were using electronics to catch fish, this would still be a key lure in my arsenal. Going out on big lakes for smallmouth right now, looking for them down deep before that water temperature gets up enough for them to move up shallow and start their spawn. That's this month's box, guys. Or bag, I should say. So we got some really cool stuff there. Again, when it comes to the soft plastics, they look great. They probably look great in the water. Again, like I said, I want more scent. I want more salt. That's it. That's it for that. Now let's get into what I'm most excited for, which is this month's Monsterbass Multispecies Box. Last month's box was really cool. We got some really cool little lures in there, so I'm pretty pumped. So I'm pretty pumped to be able to check this thing out. Let's crack her open, folks. Alright, what do we got? So, cool. I did not know that Strike King made line. Now, just immediately after picking this up, I'm seeing one thing about it that is really, really cool and innovative. Now, what could be cool and innovative about line? Pretty much nothing, except for this. This spool literally has this crazy contraption, which it looks like I can take off of this and possibly use it on any line that I want. And that is this thing. The hell is that? Looks like a suction cup. Yep, it is. And then that. And then this goes in here like this, just like it was. That's in the back. Suction cup. Screws right in. And it looks like you can suction this to like the wall or your boat or something. And you can spool your line with this suctioned to whatever. That's pretty cool. If it works, that's pretty cool. If it's gonna stay suctioned while you're spooling, it's a freaking great idea, I'm not gonna lie. So kudos to you, Strike King, tour grade, 15-pound test fluorocarbon. Next up, this is the Big T Crappie crankbait. So this thing's supposed to be catching you big old crappie. This thing dives deep and it's made for trolling. It's made to troll 8 to 18 feet to try and get those crappie. That's pretty cool. Oh my god. This is awesome. So you got a Rebel jumping minnow. This will work in the saltwater. It's a little spook style bait. This will work for bass. This would work for damn near anything that's going to hit top water. You could use it for pike. Literally any fish that's going to hit top water will hit this. A striper hit this. This is a little small. I like to use a little bit bigger of a walking style bait for stripers. My favorite is the Uzuri Hydro Pencil, but Rebel puts out great product. And this looks great. The Jumping Minnow. High floater. Jumping Minnow. Dope. The Lunker Hunt Jolt. This is an 8-foot diving, 3/8 ounce floating crankbait. So this is going to work for bass. That'll probably work for the crappie too. It's very similar in size to that crappie. And it looks like we're getting the same mustad treble hooks as in the last box. We have, I can't even tell what this is. It says it's super scented. It's the Wild Thing series. And this one is the Wild Lizzie Bama in the Bama bug color. So is it a lizard? I've never, ever thrown a lizard. I've been throwing creature baits lately, so if this is a lizard, we're gonna have to take this lizard, use a tungsten weight. It feels like a lizard. We're gonna use a tungsten weight with this thing and see what we can do. Holy shnikes. Batman. Look at this thing. This is a Ryan Thompson style lizard. So our buddy Ryan, our tattoo artist, he loves to throw big, giant worms at night for bass and drag them along the bottom while I throw big swim baits because he's a little bitch. And then when I get hit, he switches over. But he gets a bass almost every time. This thing is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to doing a challenge with this. Now, it is not super scented. I don't know how many times people have to lie about their baits being scented. But I'll give it this. It is the saltiest of all three of the soft plastics we've got. So, what I've noticed about salty baits is the fish won't let go. If that salt hits their tongue, they're gonna hold on. They're gonna hold on. Lunker Candy. This is another spinnerbait. Home Sweet Home. The spinnerbait, the Spin Master by Lunker Candy. These hammered blades are supposed to just put off a different sort of reaction. It's a handcrafted spinnerbait. So you know me, I love spinnerbaits. This is definitely going to get tossed. We got a 1/2 ounce Stanley jig. These Stanley jigs are huge. Been a big part of the Bassmaster Classics. And this might be one of the coolest lures that we have in here. And cutest. I've never seen a buzzbait this small. I'm sure a lot of you have. I have not. This thing is tiny. That's the tiniest buzzbait I've ever seen. It's the Mini Pro Buzz by Strike Camp. I wonder if it's new. This thing looks awesome. Crappie had hit this, bass had hit this, pike will hit this. Even though it's small, this is going to get rocked. I would put a trailer hook or at least some sort of small paddle tail swim bait as a trailer on it. That's awesome. Buzzbait. That's the coolest little buzzbait I've ever seen. And that's it. You got your all your info stuff there. And that's it, guys. That is what we got in this month's Monster Bass Multi-Species and Monster Bass Northeast box. Pretty freaking dope. This thing fits right on the table, by the way, guys. Nuts. For the giveaway, boys and girls, you guys know the rules. Please be subscribed to the channel. Please hit the like button. And please drop a comment. Any comment. And share any one of your favorite videos from this channel. So, again, subscribe, like, share, and comment. That's all. And obviously, I really, really appreciate it when you guys do that with all of the videos. But obviously, for the giveaways, it's a requirement to be entered. So, we are going to give away two, count them, two of our special dangle frogs. My new name for them is the spinner butt, because it has a little spinner on the butt. So 2 spinner butts. We got the Excite worms with the curly tail. We're going to give you one of these original salted lures. This is a different color. The Biffle Bittlebug, it's the same style, just a different color. This one's more like purpley blue. This one's more like a green pumpkin blue. Okay, we're going to give you the Creme de la Creme. These are just a little craw-bait, great on a jig. We're going to give you the blue version of the signature catch made in Canada. We got a Marabou Pro Runner. That looks really cool. This little Marabou jig. This will get you some fish. I'm going to give you a pack of these. treble hooks because I have a billion of them now. We're going to give you one of the RC crazy knocker things, the Hail Mary. One of these Bama bass. I don't know how deep they dive. Jerk baits. And that is today's giveaway. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate the support from you. I really appreciate the support from Monster Bass and all that they've done. We do have some insanely big plans coming up that may or may not have stuff to do with Monster Bass and may or may not have something to do with the bus build. That will be happening. We are really gearing up and getting ready to build this bus out and start traveling and fishing and creating content for you guys. So thanks again, guys. We will catch you tomorrow. Got a killer video for you. Fish on.
Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday.